8.4, we're gonna multiply and divide rational expressions. If I am multiplying and dividing rational expressions such as this, and it wants me to simplify it, what do you think I need to do first? What should I do first to multiply and divide that rational expression?
Get rid of the, make it to 2, like on the bottom.
What do you mean make it 2 on the bottom?
So like, I don't know what the word for it is, but I know you would make it x plus 3x plus 6.
Okay, good, so I'm gonna take it, because this is a difference of squares, and I'm gonna say x plus 3, x minus 3. What do I need to do up top also then?
You have to,
What multiply?
yeah.
Yeah, what multiplies to give me negative 15 and adds to give me negative 2? Let's factor it out. What multiplies to give me negative 15 adds to give me negative 2? What multiplies to give you negative 15 and adds to give you negative 2?
Wait, x minus 5, and then x plus 3.
X minus 5 and x plus 3? X minus 5 and x plus 3. Now, what's going to happen there? What can I do now?
You can take out
I can take out what? What can I cross out?
3 and negative.
Wait,
Wait, no,
the x
x plus 3.
The x plus 3's. So when I simplify it, my answer is x minus 5 over,
This is way, this is.
okay? We're gonna simplify some stuff like that. We'll come back to some of these in a second, but let's do a word problem,
Oh, dang.
okay? It says a
word
company makes a tin to hold flavored popcorn. Here's your 2 tins, okay? The tin is a rectangular prism with a square base. The company is designing a new tin with the same base and twice the height of the old tin. Find the surface area and volume of each tin. Do you know what the formula for surface area is? Or the formula for volume?
I know volume, I think I know surface.
What's volume?
Volume equals base times height.
Yes, it equals the area of the base times the height. So the area of this base would be s squared times the height, right? My area is a square. Now, surface area, okay, is the formula for surface area, which is just represented by a big S, is 2 times the base, because there's 2 bases, yes, the top and bottom, plus, okay, 4 times the base times height for the sides, okay? So let us, first we want to find the surface area and volume of each tin. So if I want to find the surface area of the first tin, okay, let's start with the surface area, tin 1. How would I plug that in? It would be 2 times,
Wait, is there supposed to be like,
it's gonna be this exact formula, isn't it? 2 times the surface area at the bottom plus 4 times that, that's tin 1. The tin 1's volume is gonna be exactly this, surface area times height, for the area of the base times the height. What about the other one? What about this one? What about tin 2? What is the equation for the surface area of tin 2? There's only one thing that changes in the equation, and it's what? What changed from here and here?
there's 2h.
2h. So this is gonna say 2h instead of h, okay? So it's 2s squared plus 4s times 2h. So what's gonna change in this one?
Then the volume equals s squared, times 2.
Times
2h.
2h. S squared times 2h, okay? So now I have those. This represents tin 1, that represents tin 2. Now they want us to figure out the ratios, okay? Calculate the ratio of the surface area to the volume for each tin. So for this one, I want the surface area to the volume ratio, which means what am I doing? You're putting what over what?
The volume is, what is it?
I want to calculate the ratio of the surface area to the volume.
So wouldn't it be volume over surface area?
flip it.
Oh, so-
Calculate the ratio of the surface area to the volume. So I'm gonna put the surface area over the volume. Okay, and I'm gonna do the same thing over here, surface area over the volume. Now, question is, can you reduce anything?
yes,
Okay, what can you reduce?
um,
What can I factor out of this?
an S.
An S. If I factor out an S, you get 2S plus 4H, right? Over S squared H. Then what happens from there? What happens from there?
You can't, don't you, which one factor on the S?
You can't factor out another S, there's not another S here to factor out. But what can I do with this S and one of those?
Divided, or just take it out?
Yeah, so I can cancel this and that, so that it says 2S plus 4H over S times H. Okay, now, let's work on the other one. What can I factor out of here? What can you factor out of there? What can I what does this have right here, 2S squared, and what does this have right here that I can factor out? A 2 and a
S.
S. I can factor out a 2, because this is multiples of 2, and I can factor out an S, because each one has an S. So I can factor out a 2S, leaving S plus, okay? What happens when I factor a 2 out of 4? You get
2.
2, right? So I get 2 S, right? And then that factors out, so I have, trying to think about this, I factor out a 2S, so you're gonna end up getting an S plus, okay, let's do it this way. An S plus 4H, here's why, let me show you. And the reason is, what's 4 times 2?
8.
And I factored out a 2, so I get a 4 still. And the S comes out and the H stays, so that's where I got 4H from. I just combined it into one step. So I get 2S times S plus 4H over SH, because the S is over 2S. I want to factor out a 2S from here, right? Like that. And then this is gonna cancel, leaving you with S plus 4H over SH, okay? Now, those two ratios, okay, what do the ratios tell you about the efficiencies of the two tins? What would the ratios tell me? 2S plus 4H over SH, and this one is S plus 4H over SH. What's the difference between these two formulas?
The surface area, one's bigger than the other one?
Good, so this surface area is double that one, right? So what would you think would mean about those containers? If the surface area is double, what do you think that means?
The volume also, yeah.
It would what?
Well, I would say the volume would be different, but it's actually the same.
No, that's not true. Volume would be different because my ratios are different. Like the volume is different. The volume is same here and here, right, if I broke it apart. But when I put it together and I divide the surface area by the volume, which one's gonna come out to be larger?
Oh, that one,
This one. So which tin is more efficient?
first one.
The first one, the old tin. So they shouldn't have doubled the height because it's stupid. Because they're wasting money at that point, okay? So that's the type of word problem you're gonna see, and then everything else we're gonna do is going to be rational expressions. So let's look at a couple more. Let's try 3 more problems. Let's say you have this. We want to simplify if possible, okay? 2x squared plus 10x over okay? 3x squared plus 16x plus 5. Can I simplify that? What do I need to do if I want to simplify that? Cole, look at the top. What can I do with the top? Can you take
Take
anything?
out
A 2 and a,
a X.
so let's take out a 2x. And I would be left with x plus 5, correct? On the bottom, can I factor anything out from there? Can 3, 16, and 5, does it have anything that factors out from there?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so either. So I'm gonna make it into 2 sets of factors. One's gonna have a 3x and one's gonna have an x, okay? What multiplies to give me 5 and adds to give me 16? Well, multiples of 5 are just 5 and 1, right? Okay, so I have 3 as a leading coefficient and their multiples are 3 and 1. And I have 5 as a coefficient, or as a constant, and multiples are 5 and 1. I need to multiply these somehow together and make them add to give me 16. How can I do that? What number has to multiply by what? If I did 5 times 1, what do you get?
5,
And 3 times 1 is, does 5 and 3 get me to 16? No, what's 5 times 3?
15,
And 1 times 1 is?
1.
Does 15 and 1 get me to 16? So I need to put the 5 here, and I need to put the,
1 there.
and both are plus. Now, these cancel, and you get 2x over 3x plus 1. Okay? Now, let's try 1 more, or 2 more. Let's do when we multiply together. We're gonna spend a few days doing this, because we need to learn how to multiply and what factors of things are. Okay, let's say you have this. 7x to the 4th, y cubed over 4y. Okay, we want to multiply these together, but my suggestion would be, before you multiply, why not simplify? Okay, so let's start with the whole numbers, okay? Up top, you have an 8, yes?
Yes.
On bottom, I have a 2 and I have a 4. What is 2 times 4?
8,
So this, and this can all cancel, okay? How many total x's do I have up top?
2.
No.
Oh, wait. Well,
How many do I have here?
3,
How many do I have? 4? Here.
7.
I have 7 x's, good Keely. I have 7 x's. So if I have 7 and I only have 1 on bottom, that means the top is gonna change to what? 6. Good. So I'm gonna have 6 up top. Up top I have how many y's?
4.
And on bottom I have 3. So I'm gonna cancel out a total of 3. Okay? So the whole bottom canceled out on this one. Up top I'm left with 7, right?
Yes.
X to the 6, we said 2 and 4 is 6, and y. Okay?
Okay, I see why you calculated.
Okay, you see what I did there now? Okay.
Wait, why'd you get rid of the 8?
Because 8 has 2 and 4 down here, and 2 and 4 times, 2 times 4 is
It's
8,
8.
so I can cancel out. Don't worry, we'll do a couple more.
Honestly, I feel like it's making stuff up.
No, Drew, it's called factoring. 3x, it's not making stuff up. You've done this before, you'd rather remember how to do it. Okay, let's do this. If we're going to factor this, if we're gonna multiply these together, I suggest, once again, do not multiply these together without reducing first, because that's gonna give you a headache. So, we need to take each individual part, break them apart first, and then we can simplify. Right here, in 3x minus 3x squared, what can you take out of there?
3 and an X.
A 3 and x. Let's do me a favor and let's take out a negative 3x, okay? I'll show you why later. If I take out this negative 3x, then I'm left with, this would be x, right?
Yes.
And this would be, what would that be? just one, okay? Now on bottom, let's break this apart. What multiplies to give me -5 and adds to give me 4?
Five and negative one.
How about switch that?
-5.
Oh, no, you said negative, did you
I
say
said
negative
five,
1?
negative one.
Okay, yeah, you're right, +5, -1, good. Now come over here, let's go to this top, what multiplies to give me -20 and adds to give me 1?
5 and negative
5 and -4. X plus 5, x minus 4, and then on bottom, there's nothing to do, right?
one.
Okay, so let's do this. This and this cancel, yes? This and this cancel. And this 3x and that 3x cancel, but I have a negative here still, yes? So I'm left with negative times x minus 4. Okay, we'll talk about when we divide tomorrow, and we'll go over that.
So you just essentially, when you have a negative left over, you just put it in front of the
Mhm.
extra.